journey of finding people to believe in you and also finding the strength to believe in yourself. I think more than anything, that's what this record kind of stands for. It's a coming of age type journey. It's a culmination of a lot of different talent, both from people who went to Clayton and from people who went to surrounding areas. A whole collection of songs about the growth one experiences in life, but also in love and how the two kind of interact with each other. I was faced with this huge challenge of figuring out what my vibe is and what my general signature sound is. Not that I really want to pigeonhole myself too much, but I think it's important for everyone to have something that people can hear and recognize it's instantly you. And so for me to make that vibe and make that signature sound, I really pulled from a lot of different things. You know, it wasn't all just, oh, well, I like what this band does, or I like what that artist does, and so I kind of want to do a little bit of that and a little bit of this. But it was really like a study in what music really is and what makes a certain type of song that type of song.
I think it's wonderful. Marc has always been very ambitious, especially musically, and he worked really hard on it. It was neat to watch it be a work in progress and to hear the updates and for him to even pursue that, because like you said, think little Clayton, and why would someone even think to be that ambitious? But Marc was, and it's a positive thing for him, and it's a positive thing for the people who listen to his album.
For me, Mrs. Mickle is what I most took away from all the years I had with her teaching me was a positive attitude in the midst of adversity, in the midst of success, in the midst of anything. Always be positive and always look up. I take that with me in every aspect of life, but especially anything musically related. It obviously comes right to mind. We used to, in drama club, she used to give quotes every night. Quotes just to help us kind of stay on track, keep our focus where it needed to be. And the really good ones that stuck with me, I kept, and I kind of put together on a little bulletin board, and I hung up in my music room. And it's still there, and it still kind of reminds me of the need for optimism. As long as I kept my attitude up, I didn't really take my eyes off what the end goal was going to be. So that's what helped me most of all.
There was never a question of
I think that Footprints is very high quality music, and the fact that Marc wrote all of the songs is even more impressive. I think anytime that you have a singer-songwriter, it adds an extra level to the music, to the tracks that are on that album. And I like that the songs are different, they're distinct. And Marc's lyrics are very deep, and so that's something that I can appreciate also while I'm listening.
I honestly feel after listening to Marc's album that he put a lot of quality time into his writing, and you can tell that his inspiration was something that really was important to him. I watched a couple of his YouTube videos where he actually talks in depth about why he wrote what he wrote in his songs, and it's it's really meaningful stuff, and I think it's really quality music and quality writing.
Well, from Zambone, I've learned that a production it involves a lot of planning, and it involves a lot of scrutinizing and analyzing, and sometimes you can't marry yourself to a certain idea without trying a bunch of different things and testing things out and seeing what works. And so I approached making this record very similar to how I approached a video production. I really planned hard before I even walked into the studio. I planned what I wanted to put on each song, and I planned which songs I wanted to work on first and why, and I really had to think long and hard about what I wanted the Footprints record to sound like, well before I even started making it.
You're here at the bottom with nothing left.
Once the kids finish my my intro to video class, my video production, and my independent study, or even any of the classes, I just hope they can get a real-world experience just from being in class, working with their peers, working with people that they might not know every day. Even if they don't want to go on and do production as a career, I still think they get a lot out of the program and working in a working environment with other people.
Well, working on Footprints was totally new to me because I'd never produced anything by myself. I had been in bands before and duos and things like that, but never anything that was like just going to bear my name. And I think the most important decisions were who I was going to bring into the project. But it really didn't take long for me to recount all the talented friends I made, like Zach Jaworski and Ronnie Danino. So I asked them to take part, and they did. And then from there, it's kind of like I had that comfort of going into this project with people I knew. I didn't want to play it safe. I wanted to explore some new ground and meet some new people doing this. And so I just kind of reached out to people that I knew were really good musicians, whether I had heard them in bands I liked before, or my engineer Jamie Meyerson had introduced me to them. And so it's really a mixture of working with people that I consider musical family, and then extending that musical family and bringing new people in.
What's given on the